Yeah, now it might work.
Testicles.
Which one? Left or right?
One, a smaller children hanging to the left.
Oh, what day? I know, I feel really low down. It's not a 10 mil.
That's missing.
No, I did think about getting it out of your brand new set, but...
Don't do that. It's better than Paul's brew this morning.
Jesus. There's making a brew.
You can't make a brew.
And there's making a brew.
I hope he watches the video. You can't make a brew. Cheers.
Right, guys. So, when I say it is something different, it is something different. And it's not even like beers in the shed or anything like that. It's a cup of tea in the shed. So, we're at that point where, wow, 2 days' time, she's going for an MOT. Happy days. So, we thought we'd just sit down, have a brew with you, run through the ins, the outs, just what's been a pain in the arse, what hasn't been a pain in the arse. And if you're looking to do a project yourself, then generally it's like...
Don't do it.
Stay away from Land Rovers. Because, yeah, it's just hard work. But yeah, I'll put some overlay footage of, obviously, if you're new here, obviously, and you might not be following the channel, I'll put some footage in of basically what this Defender 90 started off like, okay? It had a rough life. It came from a farming background. And believe it or not, it's only got 76,
77?
70, yeah, 76, I think it is. 76,000 miles on the engine. But the body and chassis had looked like it had done, what, $250,000?
Yeah,
at
like
least.
in a swamp.
At least. So I'll stick some overlay footage in now and I'll show you the front of that. The front of the chassis was absolutely, it was just creamed, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was sat on the tyres.
Never seen one like that. It's normally rear as well, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So
It's all front end.
it was just, yeah, it is crazy just picking it up like that. But yeah, I mean, like I say, a couple of days' time, she's going in for MOT. So there's still a couple of little bits to do, isn't there?
Yeah.
That we still need to just...
Nothing for the MOT though.
No, it's MOT ready.
ready.
We've still got to put a few little bits to do ready for the buyer because we already have got a buyer, which is great. Super keen and excited to pick it up.
Pain in the arse.
He's not. He's been really, to be fair, you couldn't have asked for anybody else
He's been
better,
all right.
could you?
He's been fair.
They come down and see it. I'm not going to reveal on this video who it is. You'll soon see that in time. Because I'm hoping to do a bit of another video of, obviously, when we're handing it over, etc. But I just wanted to do a video, catch up, and show you where we're at. The ins, the outs, like I said, and we'll run over that. But no, he's been really sort of laid back. He knows what he's getting. He knows we're doing this part-time. So we've got to work full-time as well, haven't we?
Unfortunately.
You know, we've got to pay the bills and pay for this place and stuff like that. So I think generally, it's not been I've just checked my phone, haven't I? When was it? 18th of
18th of June, you picked it up because I wasn't even here.
So the 18th of December will be 6 months.
6 months.
So hopefully, fingers crossed, we get it all handed over.
It'd be nice to do it on
before
the 18th.
that. On the
18th.
Yeah,
nice,
that would
actually.
be nice, wouldn't it?
6
It'd
months
be a
to the
bang
day.
on 6 months. Yeah, that would be a good starting point.
He'll probably ring you after seeing the video. If
Yeah.
you send him a little link to it. I'm not waiting that long.
Yeah, that's it. Don't want it anymore. Well,
That's
we've got-
fine. I'll keep it. I've
Steve
already told
wants,
it.
Steve
I'll
wants to keep it.
It's a brilliant truck.
So, where to start if you're new here? I'm going to run through it all because, like I say, there is new people to the channel. We've had a lot of subscribers lately, so much appreciated. Thank you. So, yeah, we started off with literally just a scrap chassis.
Cut that up.
Had a look at it, didn't we? Thinking, that's fine. We've got bought some repair panels for the bulkhead because that needed doing. Well, we thought it needed doing.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, as you start diving deeper and deeper into these things, then more problems come, I think, in time.
Yeah. You
And
can't see everything.
No. And I think the more you strip it, the more you, like, reveal as such. So, yeah, it was a nightmare. I'll chuck some couple of pictures of the bulkhead in.
I've seen worse, but...
Well, yeah. And if somebody wants to buy the bulkhead, it's over there somewhere. It's not going in the scrap pile.
It is repairable.
It is, but it
wasn't for this project, though.
I don't think for this project. The reason being is you've got a brand new galv chassis on it now, which is from Mayer. And then obviously all the underneath, brand new exhaust, brand new shocks, springs, brake lines.
Everything on the chassis is
everything. discs, pads, calipers.
Every bush.
Like literally every bush, yeah. Everything you can think about underneath. The only thing that's not brand new that didn't need changing that I can think of is props. But
Yeah.
they were like new anyway.
Yeah.
The UJs were fine, weren't they? So
Yeah.
we've cleaned them, greased them back up.
All new swivels on the axles.
Swivels, yeah,
Swivel bearings.
Which
Wheel
turned into a bit of a
bearings.
nightmare. And that was
Yeah.
another nightmare, wasn't it? Yeah, wheel bearings went for Timkins on them, didn't
Yeah.
we? Which is a
best.
top-rated one. So obviously we've had the bulkhead sprayed and we've put a new back door on, which
Yeah.
got sprayed as well. So that, yeah, it just shows everything else up. So what we've decided is basically like well, I don't know. We're gonna get a few quotes, so it might just be easier just to go in for a top-up spray because it's not that bad realistically.
The worst bit's the bonnet.
The bonnet has faded massively, and you could probably see that on the video.
Yeah, if you just look from the wing to the bonnet.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, just had that engine on, won't we? It's quite nice and warm, that. By the way, I don't know if you can see it. It is freaking freezing. It's like
Can't feel my toes.
1 degree out there. So, yeah. So we just want to get it MOT'd, and the plan is after MOT is just run it for a while because we don't want to hand it over and like something go wrong.
Yeah.
Because number one, it looks bad on us.
It's been every last bit's been off it, hasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's
everything's
literally
been
a
off.
full like nut and bolt rebuild.
Every
isn't
bolt
it?
on it is new as well.
Yeah. So yeah, we need to make sure it's right before we hand it over. Basically, we got the buyer down.
Yeah.
And showed him the bulkhead because we just stepped back for a moment and took a look and we thought, for the sake of, obviously, like I said, it's got a brand new galv and everything underneath nice and new, which will then last
Which
year.
is the 2 points, the bulkhead and the chassis, innit? They're what rot first.
It is on the Defender, isn't it? Literally, that's constantly what you look at, I mean...
You looked at it when you went to get it, but...
Because of all the rubber and, everything, the dash, a lot was behind the dash.
Until you start taking
So
the
if
dash
you're going to
out.
go look at a Defender project... Look as best as possible behind the dash, under the mats.
Budget for one.
Budget, yeah.
Budget for one.
If you're going to keep it, or like I say, even if you want to do a long-term project, probably budget for
one, definitely.
a new bulkhead, definitely. It's well worth it. There's a lot of work involved, isn't there?
Oh, yeah.
A hell of a... And until you start like stripping down, you're like, oh, that's got to go back on, that's got to go back.
Wiring side of things, if you're not good with wiring, then...
No. What I would suggest is probably when you're taking it apart is like sometimes
Photos.
take some pictures.
But it's not just that, it's the wires breaking. We've had that
Yeah.
on this. We've had to repair wiring.
Yeah, and actually talking about wires, so I will overlay some footage now. So when the new chassis turned up, we got really giddy and excited, didn't we?
That was like
Because
a kid
there was
in
a bit of
sweet shop.
string, and we got really excited about a stupid little bit of string. Because basically the wiring loom from front to back runs through the chassis. And thank God Mayer had put basically a bit of string from the front to the back. And we was like, nice one, we just attach it, pull it through when we're ready, happy days.
No.
How long did that take?
4 or 5 hours.
Bearing in the mind, the wiring loom is probably can't see it on camera, probably about here to probably the other side of Steve. Sort of thing. It's not massive.
Don't go full length. It starts
No.
like a foot in and comes out a foot back.
That's it, yeah. And it was just...
And it's a 90.
Well, I think when we got it in, so we tied it and we taped it, obviously. But the only thing that I could think we could probably do different next time is take the plugs off. Possibly.
Yeah, which is what we did in the end.
Yeah, we did end up doing that because we just got so fed up after 2 or 3 hours, and we was just like, the only way we're going to do this is take the plugs off, innit?
Yeah, but we found the reason why. Because if
Yes.
it was an original chassis, you'd get them through, I think.
You would, but
Mayer.
that is a good point. Mayer have put extra like structural bits in between the chassis. So let's say that's your chassis there. I can't tell you exactly
see
where,
it either, but-
and then, like you say, you can't see it. So you like what we call jiggery pokering like around to try and find
can
out
feel
where
it
these
hitting.
braces are. I think we found like
Well, you can
there's
see
one
the
at
spots
top,
on the
one there.
sides, each side of the rails, the chassis legs as well.
If you looked at the chassis,
If you looked
yeah,
at the chassis, you can just see the spots.
where obviously the braces went through. So we sort of like had to like, it was a bit of guesswork really, wasn't it?
It was
like,
because you're going up and down as well.
yeah, so obviously if we're coming in the back, even we tried going from the front to the back and it just wasn't working. So we went from the back, and obviously the back of the chassis sort of goes up before it comes down to a level piece. But yeah, that was just,
Hours of fun.
that was a bit of a nightmare. I'm not gonna lie, that was a nightmare. But
That was the hardest thing on the whole
I
truck.
think that was. I think that was the hardest bit. Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, I think that was probably the worst. And then obviously from there, it was reconnecting everything back up, wasn't it? We sort of
Which
like
it's
got
not
the
hard
bulkhead
on-
in position and
Engine wiring, chassis wiring, that's all easy. It's the bulkhead. That's the
yeah.
If you're changing the bulkhead, that's the hardest bit.
It is. It is. And
There's a lot of
everything
wires.
because it's not an original part either, direct from Land Rover. Because if you wanted to do that, you're talking absolute thousands. But it's a good quality bulkhead.
It is.
That's galvanised as well.
Yeah. But there was a few.
But there was just slightly a few issues where it just
Things
didn't.
didn't
And it
line
is literally like, I don't know, half a centimetre. Things didn't quite match up
So you
to.
just got to notch them out.
Yeah, you then got to readjust what you're going to do, what you was meant to be doing. So like you said, notching out or drilling and tapping
Yeah.
somewhere else.
Yeah, because there was some actual holes missing altogether.
There was. So
the back
heater
plate.
box.
Yeah,
Heater box, we've actually had to make a hole, well, a couple of holes down the bottom to keep that in place because otherwise it would have just
Yeah,
flapped
'cause
around.
the hole just wasn't there.
And it didn't quite, obviously, you can
It
only
stepped
push,
off a bit.
you could push the heater box up so far, but that's it. And then it sort of just lips over
Yeah.
slightly, doesn't it? But it's only
It
tiny
works.
little
It-
bits,
It
isn't
does
it?
what it's meant to do.
Yeah,
But-
yeah.
Yeah, you can tell the difference that it's not original.
Yeah, but then it depends what you want to pay, isn't it?
You're not
sort
paying
of thing.
original
But
price.
we did want to obviously keep the galv with the galv chassis as well because that looks, obviously,
Yeah, you'd have to show
the
that.
the front scuttle is, and I'll probably give you an overlay now, like, but the front scuttle's obviously all painted red, down the A pillars of red, and the inner wings. But as soon as you open the bonnet,
All galv.
behind the engine, it looks really cool because you could just, all it is galv, and then underneath all galv as well, sort of thing. So, you know, the new buyer might want to spray it eventually and top it up with like Lano Guard, but I think as long as this is looked after now,
Which I know
generally,
it will be.
generally this should last at least 15, 20 years as long as it's looked after.
Well, they give you 10 years on the warranty, I think.
I think it is, yeah, that's a good point actually.
I'll have to check.
10-year warranty.
Or
Yeah,
5 or 10.
I'll have to photocopy that. Give him a copy of that.
Even the painters said when I took the bulkhead to be painted, you're mad
What, for painting it?
painting it like that at the top and leaving that. But then after they'd done it, and I went back, he said, yeah, that's smart.
Yeah, because
He
you
actually kept
realise
some
you can
pictures,
open the engine
yeah.
bay and it'll be like, oh,
When he
yeah.
realised what we actually meant.
Yeah.
I had a few issues with the lights, putting them back in.
Yes.
Previous wiring again, because they've been changed to LEDs, haven't they?
Yeah, so obviously, yeah, they've been upgraded. I don't know, there's that certain make as well that I bought for the 110, which will get done eventually. Don't worry.
Where is that?
It's just in bits down there somewhere.
I've seen it for
2 years later.
one indicator for days.
And a fog as
And a
well,
fog,
wasn't it?
yeah, and a fog.
But it was, I think, I don't know whether it needed to be like a complete unit, because obviously when you plugged the actual switches in on the dash,
But again,
that's another modified
that's another
part on
modified
it.
part. They've moved it to the centre of the dash.
Yeah, yeah.
When it should be the right-hand side of the driver.
Yeah,
original
originally it's
switches
down
are
there,
there.
isn't it? Yeah.
Obviously, I couldn't modify it back because they cut all the connectors off.
Yeah, so what they've done is, obviously when we put it back exactly,
How we got it.
how we got it realistically. There's no sort of modifications done. Those bits and bobs that, I wouldn't even say they was done well, was they? It was just,
No, I've just put them right. to
yeah,
how they should have been done.
basically, that's it, yeah. So it was a bit of a bodge.
So they work now.
And now they actually work as they should, but it's still the same buttons and things like that. So
In weird
nothing's
places,
really changed.
like the wiper button for the
Yeah,
washers.
that's it. I mean, I think the new owner's already said like he wants to put like a Puma dash in and stuff
Why
like
would
that.
he want a
Anyway,
Puma?
but I get it because the dash is
Yeah,
a
the
little
dash
bit
is nice.
tidier and neater
So
and
we've
stuff
not,
like that.
so we've not gone to town on it, have we? But
No, that's
because he's
it.
going to change it.
But it is all back to how it was,
Yeah.
and if not slightly better, to be fair.
So running, driving, low mileage, 90.
Low mileage, yeah, 76,000.
And it goes well.
It does go well. So we took it for a test drive, haven't we? Well, I say test drive,
And
around
right.
the workshop sort of thing. Because it's not insured, but it is now ready for MOT, etc. But yeah, we took it round there, and yeah, she wants to go, doesn't she?
Yeah, I messaged him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said, yeah, you can't have it now.
I'm keeping it.
I
I'm
said,
keeping it. No, it is. It is.
It's good.
It's
Might
gonna
not
be.
look,
No, at the moment,
at the moment,
it's
it
not
looks a bit rough.
polished and everything like that, is it? You know, and painted up.
But she ain't no Puma, she ain't no show pony.
That's it. Yeah. No, it's one of those. You can see obviously where the bulkhead is and the scuttle there. Look, you can see that's been painted, and what we want is the rest of it looking like that. So we will get there eventually. But the aim of the game is to, basically, it's been in nuts and bolts. It's literally been
down to bare
completely
frame.
stripped, hasn't it?
Every
So what
panel
we
off.
want to do is give it a full, no matter how many eyes go on it in this workshop, we might have missed something. It's one of those. So
Well, that's
go
why it's going for MOT.
MOT, a full safety inspection, and the guy that it's going to knows his Land Rovers inside and out as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, he knows.
So he said if there's something wrong, obviously they'll let us know, but it will be checked thoroughly. I think that's...
As much as you can.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's realistically, bar what we've got this to paint. We're going to do this ourselves.
Yeah, it's just going in.
That's going. Rock sliders, and
sliders.
there's actually a rear bumper to go on as well, isn't there?
Yeah, what do you call it?
It's like a bull bar.
It's a step
sort of
one.
Step, isn't it?
I don't know what you call them. There's a proper name for them.
Was a tow bar on there as well?
Yes, there is
Or
a
was
toe
it
bone.
keeping that off? I can't.
Well, we'll ask him if he wants it on.
Yeah.
It's worth doing. We could have done this quicker,
Yeah, I think we
but
could.
we're only doing it evenings, weekends. Realistically,
Yeah.
If you've got the time to do it, you can do it. We've done it in 6 months, and
depending what sort of detail I think you want to go
yeah, it
to
depends
as
what
well.
finish you want. But we haven't spent 6 months on it. Realistically, we've had it 6 months.
No. I mean, we've done some long old days on it here and there, haven't we?
But I reckon if we had
do you reckon if we counted
from start to finish, I reckon we could have done this in. If we had everything as well, that's the biggest issue.
that is a good point to shout out to anybody looking to do a project or anything like that. Just do your research on what parts in it
You need.
because we did as much as we could and ordered as much as we could. Because what I wanted is like literally everything on the shelf. So
And go for it.
If we had a day off work, we could just go a flat day out, and we've got all the parts. But as you're taking apart and putting back together, we just found it was like it's like a stupid nut, or it was like, and you can't scrimp and scrape on stuff like that. Well, I don't think you can. It's like the I showed it on Instagram the other day. To be fair, it was like putting the roof liner back in, and obviously the mirrors the sun visors attached to it.
Yeah.
And it's like the little black clips behind. Because you've screwed them in once, you can't screw them in again.
No, the cross thread.
So it's like you need to buy a pack of them. I don't know what they're called. I'll try and chuck a picture of them in now. But yeah, it's just little bits like that, isn't it? Like the push fittings, the push pop fittings for like the arches and bits of the interior. It's
held us up for days.
It has, because then you order it, even if it's off eBay or wherever, you're ordering it, and then you know what the Royal Mail's like. It's like 3 days later.
We delivered it yesterday. Yeah.
And it's like, 3 days, well, I'm flat out at work, it's got to wait till the weekend. So it's bits like that that's held us apart, I think, isn't it?
I think if you've got the time, and we could have done that in 4 weeks. Like you originally said, 6 weeks.
I will clip the video now. Yeah, I've given myself 6 weeks, and I will pick the bit where we're up in the woods and I'm showing you around this project that we bought. I was like, 4 to 6 weeks, I reckon. 4 to 6 weeks. It was a funny 4 to 6 weeks.
But realistically, if you had 4 to 6 weeks solid every day, like a normal job, 9 to 5, or whatever,
and the
parts,
ready,
you could do it.
I think you could. Yeah.
Well, I know we could have done it, definitely.
Yeah, I think you could. I say, as long as you're not waiting on parts, that's the
we
worst
haven't spent
bit.
4 to 6 weeks fully on it.
No, because the worst bit is, I think now running up to the MOT,
it's finishing.
It's like,
checking everything.
did we do that? Did we do that? And hence why it's going for a full safety inspection, isn't it? You know?
Yeah.
It's one of those. It's like I said, you could have 10 pairs of eyes in here, and we still miss the same thing.
Yeah.
Hence why MOTs in the UK are a thing. You know,
I mean, if we'd have finished it in the 4 to 6 weeks, it'd still have had MOT, but it would have still gone.
Yeah.
For an MOT.
Yeah, I think you're right.
We would have put a fresh one on regardless.
Yeah.
So it's only just run out last month, I believe.
It has, yeah.
Because I can't believe it had one when we bought it.
How that I even had an MOT. I mean, that must have been...
Because that has been gone a long time, the spring hanger, wasn't it?
I can't, yeah. But the thing is, that's...
No, it was the shock mount. Was it the
It
shock
was
mount?
like the... yeah, it was the top of the shock mount had separated from the chassis,
the shock was touching up here.
and it strapped the axle to that part.
Put a shock in.
It was like, yeah. But yeah, I think if you're looking to do a project realistically, I think you need to spend a few months researching whatever car it may be. It might not even be a Defender, but obviously, if you're watching this, then you've obviously clicked on it for a Defender.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'd say, what do you reckon the main parts of looking? If somebody went to buy a Defender, what should they be looking out for?
The chassis and the bulkhead.
Yeah.
Chassis and the bulkhead.
Yeah.
Engine, it is what it is, isn't it?
Engine, depending what it is.
You can get a good one, you get a bad one, but
No matter whether it's TDI, TD5 or a Puma, then generally you can pick engines up.
you can
10
get
a penny, can't you?
Just give us a ring, we've got that.
If you want a TD5, there's loads down here.
We collect them.
So, but yeah,
But yeah, engine-wise, you've got nothing to worry about, really.
no,
Not on a TD5 as such.
it's just rot, isn't it?
It's just rot on a Defender,
realistically. Yeah.
Which everybody knows that, to be fair. Well, they should.
I mean,
if
what
they-
did we
if they
drive
don't
past
know.
the other day? It was like a 64, 65 plate, and the rear cross member was just
Oh, it was just rust.
shot, wasn't it?
Just rust.
It was crazy.
And that's a Puma.
So yeah, that's it. So yeah, they're the two things
They're the
to
two
be
things.
looking out
The bulkhead's the hardest one to look at
for. Yeah,
because you can't see.
it is. But I mean, when I went to look at this, I lifted the mats up,
You could see what was gone under there.
and it was like, floor pans, and then there was just a bit on the, as you open the door, it's down the A-pillar, wasn't it?
A-pillar, yeah.
So we were thinking, all right, dash off and then replate it. But as we was pulling the dash off, literally across the seam,
Yeah, you can see it there now.
well, top of the pedals, which I can see it now, it's not in shot, but top of the pedals, that had started to go, so where it creases down and then your pedals go in here, that there's a seam all the way across where, obviously from factory, it basically joins. And what happens is, I think, is the water runs down, it's just a bad design,
just
but
a
it's a
double
Defender. Yeah.
And
It
gets
runs
between the
down
skin.
and it gets in between, and then it just rots from inside out, which you're not going to be able to check. You just check
see
it
it.
best as possible, sort of thing. But like you said earlier, try and budget for one if you're going to do it.
Yeah, you're going to spend a lot of money if you do one.
I'm just trying to think back through. So the problem is like I said, the last video you guys got about this was we'd got a new chassis, and then all of a sudden it's like here,
So it goes
because
together quick.
the problem is like trying to film something and fix it at the same time.
Yeah, because it gets on my nerves.
It's hard work, isn't it? It is
Just
hard
stop that,
work.
Steve. I need to film.
Just wait a minute. But like to try and do it and crack on as well. But bearing in mind, like I say, we're working full time. If we get a quick hour, we'll have a quick hour in the evening. And by the time that hour's gone, you might have done loads of progress. Then you're like, oh shit, I ain't filmed it.
Yeah, but to be fair, it's nuts and bolts.
It's
With what we was
boring
putting
bits,
back
isn't
together,
it?
it was
It is
nothing.
boring
If it was
bits.
anything technical or
Yeah.
Something we came across
I think
that was hard.
realistically, like I say, I've probably got a few pan shots that I could probably throw in that you can see it going together.
yeah, so I think we filmed a lot when we was building the chassis up.
I think we did. Yeah.
Then when
think
it
we
was a
did.
case of, we filmed making the tub back as well.
I think there is a shot of that somewhere.
And
So,
then after that,
yeah,
it's just front end, wasn't it?
it was.
So
yeah.
it's not.
Yeah, and that was all fiddly as well. To be fair, it's like inside the inner wings and stuff like that, the vent box for the blowers, like things like that. They're just fiddly. They're really
Time
fiddly, which
consuming, you spend
they are
ages doing
time
them.
consuming. Like Steve said, I think just keep an eye out for rot. I think the best bet as well is do, because that I think that helped. Is we did a list. Once you've stripped it as such, we
Yeah.
did a massive list.
Yeah. Well, it's just everything needs to be new.
And obviously add a bit to your budget for consumables because, like I said, little clips and stuff like that you do come across it. No matter how much you list down, you're still going to miss bits, I think.
Yeah,
aren't
I
you?
reckon we probably did another 500 quid on top of
Yeah.
what we originally
At least, yeah.
bought. And then you
Originally,
bought
yeah.
more because
You
stuff
ran out
we haven't
or,
seen. And
yes, we needed it, etc. But yeah, I think the best bet is write a list, make a budget, make a budget, try and stick to the budget as best as possible. But, and that probably brings me on to another point, is do not go down the cheap route.
No.
If you're going to buy parts for it,
go twice.
Yeah, you buy cheap, buy twice sort of thing.
Well, that's a good point. Then the bush kits.
Yes.
So you've got Lewis doing his, and he bought the.
Is it poly?
Yeah, the same. The polybush. But they're 2-piece, aren't they?
I can't remember the make of it. Yeah, I know what you mean though.
And you've gone for 1-piece on this, which was much better.
Which were terra firma, weren't they?
Yeah.
Terra firma.
There's a 2-piece. They don't quite sit all the way in. So when you're trying to put an arm back in
together,
it's just squashing and not going in. And they were cheap. That's why they were bought.
Yeah.
So we learned that.
And I think they were eBay, weren't they?
Yeah, they were.
Not the ones we bought, but
somebody else that we've got.
Somebody else doing a project. Good old project, eh? He bought a 2-piece.
Thinking it'd be easier.
Yeah.
Because they ain't got a press.
No, and it's turned out to, like I say, putting an arm back in an axle. You know, you're trying to put it in, and one's going that way and one's going that way, and it's a bit of a nightmare. But these were
easy,
absolutely gorgeous, weren't they? I can't remember what the kit was off the top of my head, but
it was terra firma make.
Yeah, I can't remember price or anything like that, but you know, Malton's off-road would do it or something like that. But generally, there was straight in. We had a couple of ones.
All makes.
Was it all makes?
All makes,
wasn't it? Yeah.
Bones
but getting them straight in, it comes with a bit of grease.
Yeah.
A full kit, you know what I mean? And
because to be fair, you don't need a press to press them ones in.
No. Well, we didn't, did we?
We did in the
ones? So it literally all we did is a long bolt with 2 big washers, nut gun, spanner on the other side, and it just pulled it in, didn't it?
Finished it off in the vice.
It was absolutely fantastic. That's back to the point of you buy cheap, you end up buying twice, I think, on the majority of stuff. Not even projects, just in life. Yeah, as long as you budget, like I say, try and budget for the higher end market stuff, because what you might end up doing, and I think if Steve had done this project, he probably would have started it ready to sell, and then halfway through gone, I'm keeping this, which you might end up doing yourself.
Yeah.
And even if you're selling it, you want good products on there, don't you, really? I think.
Of course you do, because you're putting your name out to it.
Exactly. And
hence why we're not letting this go until it's right.
Yeah, it needs to be right.
Because we're still going to see it as well.
Yeah. Well, we're going to see it at shows. We're going to see it all over online, aren't we? So it needs to be right. So, yeah, I think that's probably the most advice we could probably give you, really. Have we enjoyed it? There's been times, hasn't there?
There's always times. It's times of everything. But
it's just, we really got stuck into it. Like, we've got another project out there, and I can't show you that yet, but that's top secret. That's top secret. New Year, you can see that. That's going to be
I will enjoy that one.
It's going to be a project, and that. It is different. And I'm going to tell you now, it's not a Land Rover. So I've dropped a hint. All right, that's all you're having. But yeah, I think it's with all projects. You get with us as
fades
well.
Off.
We go like that, and we're like, yeah, and then we're just like,
The chassis build was great.
I think it's because I don't know, it's not daunting, it's probably not the right word, but it's more like...
It's just taking ages.
There's just so much to do.
Yeah.
And because we like doing it part-time, it's one of those things where it's like, it is daunting once you get to a certain stage of the build, and it's like, freaking hell,
Then you spend 2 hours looking for a 10mm spanner.
Yeah.
I've
got a 9 for my tea bags. But yeah, as long as you've got a unit and you keep it clean and keep it tidy.
Which we don't.
Because we've got so much going on with work and everything else in life as well, not just project. Because like I say, it's part-time.
And it's not the only project either.
It's like 60 projects on the go, isn't it? But yeah, you need to set time aside to do the project and actually fully invest yourself, I reckon, into the project from start to finish. I mean, like I say, we're nearly MOT now, and we've wanted this out of the workshop for the last month, haven't we? Probably more.
Because that's...
Well, not only that, it is just...
sick of seeing it now, because it's just...
Yeah. Number one, it's taking up space as well,
done.
Isn't it? It's basically
done.
But it is just a few tiny little bits, isn't it?
And you can't be bothered with them now.
No, you just want it gone, sort of thing. So I think...
And obviously he wants it, and
we want it gone, but we want it right as such. So just little bits like that. But yeah, I think all in all, I've enjoyed it.
I have enjoyed it
because it's been something different. It's not a D2, or anything like that. Even though we've been trying to work on the D2s as well at the same time. But like I say, there's always projects going on, isn't there? Yeah. So And even if we got sort of like fed up with it, we took a bit of time away. Not really time away as such,
Just
but
did something else for a little bit.
we just did something else for a couple of nights, and then came back to it with a fresh set of eyes. I think that's probably the best bet in it when you really get fed up and it's just like, oh, just try and find something else for a couple of days, then come back to it. And
you're better off walking
away. Feels a bit fresher, doesn't it? Then, and I suppose the next question is, would we do one again?
Well, we've got to. There's a 110 upstairs somewhere.
I don't want
We will be doing one again because I'm going to have a 90 now.
So if you've got a 90 for sale,
Cheap.
you know, comment down below. Yeah.
Proper one though.
Yeah.
So many dodgy. Yeah, that's another thing. There's so many out there that are not what they say they are. Lewis found one the other night. It's like, Steve, look.
Yeah.
It's $2.5 grand. And I was like, yeah, but it's a Defender 90 on a Range Rover chassis.
Yeah.
It's got a series front end on it.
Oh.
It was a mismatch.
It doesn't sound good
And
at
it had
all.
no
Does it,
V5.
And there's so many scams with Defenders out at the minute as well. So many scams like, oh, send me the money and stuff like that. And
When
it's
Leanne
like, oh,
wanted one,
stay
she
away.
was looking, wasn't she? And she messaged one. And
Stay away. Stay away.
You got to be careful with what you buy as well.
Definitely. So I think you need to be a good judge of character if you're going to look at one. Judge the character as well as the vehicle. Do your research. Do a proper full HPI, even if you end up paying 20 quid on one.
Yeah.
I mean, they range from like 10 to 20 quid, but try and get as much
info as you can.
Yeah. And hopefully it's got, service history with them as well.
It's going to be hard on a Defender to have service history, but...
Yeah, that's it. Because, I mean, a lot like this one, it was a farm vehicle. So he kept a bit, to be fair. But you know what farmers are like. If there's anyone farming, watching, don't worry. But it's just throw it down because they're so busy doing other stuff, isn't it? Like us.
Clutch as well.
Just
thought about how good is that clutch now?
Oh, God, it's low, isn't it? So it's got a brand new LOF. I think it's Extreme off the top of my head because I bought it for the 110.
No, it's
Power spec.
The middle one.
Middle
one.
Three, yeah. So it's got brand new loft on as well at 70. Well, the thing is, I think it was that point of when we pulled the engine out, we was like, well, why don't we just might as well.
There was nothing wrong with the clutch, but
no, there wasn't.
It's good for a long time now.
It is, yeah, and it won't
Especially
need doing,
with
will it?
what he's going to use it for, this Land Rover.
Exactly. So I think,
He'd only have said, "Can you put me one in after anyway?" Exactly.
So it saves a job and it prolongs the vehicle even longer, doesn't it? Yes, we enjoyed it. Yes, we'd do another one, but it needs to be, I think,
more organised
and more time
in here, basically.
We need more time in between. Let's say, like, I wouldn't have one in. Let's say we get rid of this next week. The week after, I have another one in. No chance. Like, maybe one a year.
You weren't meant to buy this one.
No, I know. But
I wasn't even here. You just rang me up. Got another project on, boy.
Steve, I've done a thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, yes, we've enjoyed it. Yes, we're probably doing it. Well, we have got another one. We've got a 110 to do, haven't we? Yeah. But that's going to be as and when, bit by bit.
That's top spec.
Because we're going to go to town with that.
That's not just stick a new chassis under it, new suspension, and put the body back on. It's a full build, that one.
Yeah. That is. It's still going to be nut and bolt as such, but it's going to be more sort of like higher end spec seats, interior,
Dash,
which
everything.
A lot of that it's a lot of money in it.
It's going to be a 1 to 2 year project,
if not longer. But it's the same thing as, like I say, if they're looking for a project, then realistically you're probably better sticking 10, 15 grand into one of these. I know the prices have dropped lately as well.
They'll pick up again.
But it's better shoving 10, 15 grand into one of these than
the bank.
Because the interest rates are crap anyway. So you might as well invest in one of these and try and get your money back that way if you wanted to do it that way.
You'll always sell them because people want them done. They don't want to do them.
No, well, that's the thing, isn't it? I think that's the main point of it. It's like people, like you said, people just want to get in and drive it. Yeah, that's it.
The buyer of this will now put his touch on it. He's got the basis of a good Land Rover.
Yeah.
And now he'll put it to how he wants it.
It's things like, like door hinges. You can buy like the optimal door hinges, and it's little tiny things that then he can do.
He's changing the dash.
Just put it, like you say, put his touches on. My feet are freezing.
Mine are.
My ears are cold.
And I'm hungry.
And we're hungry. And like I say, probably about -1 now. I'm not going to lie. It's getting cold this week. So, but yeah, I think all in all, It's been good. We're not quite there yet, but we're nearly there. So that's why I thought I'd give you a really good update video. If you like this sort of video, I'm not going to keep doing it through the winter, but like in the summer, we can do it up in the woods with a beer and give you an update and stuff like that on this project over here. I'm going to keep winding you up. Yeah, we could do that, couldn't we? But yeah, when it's warmer, I think.
Yeah, so we'll be starting that in January.
Yeah, January.
Well, next week.
Maybe.
Well, one job in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. It's hard talking about it without telling them, innit?
Yeah.
So,
but the proper project of that starts in January, really. I think.
I think
we've got time
the reveal of what it is
and what we're going to do with it.
Yeah, what we're going to do.
And we'll actually probably start it in January as well.
Yeah.
Because we've got that month, haven't we, to do some bits.
Play around with it, have a tinker. But yeah, that's a different video. That's a different time.
Parts are on the shelf, I can see them.
I'm going to finish my brew. We're going to go get some food. But yeah, if you like this sort of video, that's what I was saying. If you like this sort of video, leave a comment down below. You know, we can try and keep you updated with projects. But like I said, bearing in mind, we do work full time and this is just a hobby. This is literally a hobby. That's a hobby.
The whole unit's a hobby.
The whole unit is a hobby.
Work stuff's just in this corner.
And work just gets in the way. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those things. Life gets in the way. You know, we're all busy with life as well. But yeah, if you like this video, like I say, or the video itself, stick a like up. That'd be much appreciated. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. If you do a project, would you do something different? Anything like that. And remember, if you're new here and you do like the look of the channel, subscribe, because there's going to be a cracking giveaway as soon as we get to 5,000 subscribers, which we're on the way to. Thank you. But yeah, apart from that, I don't think I've got much to add, really. But keep your fingers crossed.
MOT.
We shall get it MOT'd. And then in a couple of weeks' time, once she's shining and gleaming,
It'll be gone.
We'll give you a quick run around and we'll do a handover video. And hopefully the new owner is overjoyed and we get it out of the workshop, because we've had enough now.
I want the workshop back.
Oh. Right, we'll see you soon, guys. Take care.